Hey guys, so we're going to do a little bit of temporary shelter building. So you'll see behind me we have some fallen trees, and the reason I've chosen to do it in this location is because we already have a lot of really good structure. So temporary shelters are for, something was to happen and you went on a hike and you got off trail, it was starting to get sundown, it was a little bit chilly or it was raining, you're going to need to find shelter. In any situation, if you're not going to be able to make it out of the woods by nightfall, you're going to want to find some sort of shelter. So the thing that I'm going to teach you today is just kind of a simple lean-to situation. It's going to kind of shield you from the wind, kind of any elements, and you can kind of alter it to any situation you're going to be in. Now, you want to make sure you give yourself a lot of time to do your shelter. So about 2 hours. I mean, that may seem like a lot, but you're going to have to gather the materials. Now today, it's not going to take that long because we already do have a lot of structure behind us and we're not going to have to start from the ground up. So you want to walk out and try to find the horizon if possible. You see the sun's going down, you want 2 hours. And a good way to find that out is use your fingers. One of your fingers is 15 minutes. So if you use all of them, that's going to be 2 hours. You place it up on the horizon, and where the sun meets and your hand ends, that's going to be about 2 hours before sundown. So that's when you want to start on your shelter. Make sure you have your shelter and your fire, and then you should be good to go for the night. So let's get started. So as you'll see, I'm going to be using a couple different hatchets. So this is the one that I carry if I'm going camping or anything like that, because it's a little bit sturdier. It allows you to chop a little bit bigger things. But then I have this one. As you'll see, it's kind of really skinny. It has a paracord handle, and it has these little hex bolt little spaces in them. This is what I carry if I'm hiking or going anywhere like that, because it does have its little sheath, so it keeps the edge protected, and it has paracord. If something was to happen and I needed to make a temporary shelter fast, I could take this paracord out. I always keep like a safety blanket or a little tarp in my bag, and bam, I have a temporary shelter that's really easy. So this is a lot lighter. I like to use it when I'm carrying in my backpack, just because it's a little easier to carry when you're going a long way without that big hatchet. So this is what I'm using today. You'll see a combination of me using both of these. And one thing about hatchet safety to remember, you always want to be aware of your surroundings. You want to watch out for people that are around you. You want to watch out for your feet and your hands. So if I was down here, I wouldn't want to be chopping right here near my foot. If you're holding something down, you want to make sure that you have a wide stance and to not catch this back leg, because you don't want to catch a hatchet to your leg. So you want to make sure that you're aware of your surroundings at all time when you're using these, because they do have a really sharp edge and they can hurt you or somebody else around you. So make sure that you're in good control, you have a good firm grip, and you want to make sure that your edge stays sharp. So you're going to see where I was talking about, kind of where all these limbs are already coming down. This is great. This is going to give us a lot of already existing structure. Then up underneath here, we kind of have an open space. That's going to be really good for us to kind of, if we want to pad it with extra leaves, or if we want to find some foliage or something like that to kind of lay down and allow us to create kind of a comfortable position for us to spend the night in. So what we want to do is we want to find some sticks, any kind of brush, and we're going to start laying that up like so. So now, as you'll see, we're kind of creating a skeleton with sticks and limbs and things of that nature. So the idea of this shelter is we have this big tree where we can sit up against. We have this canopy of trees kind of around, and we have an easy access point in and out of your shelter, which is an important thing to remember. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get some foliage, either get some limbs, dried leaves, or but the fresh foliage, the things that is alive, That's really good because it's going to give you more of a protectant from rain and other elements like that. So we're going to go get some fresh foliage and we'll be back. So to finish building your shelter, you want just to keep putting the fresh foliage on the top and on the sides just to create a good barrier for any possible elements that you may experience during nighttime. So any shelter that you make, it doesn't have to be perfect, but anything that you build is going to be better than nothing, just kind of leaving you out to the elements. So any type of windbreak or anything that's going to try to stop the rain or any other elements is going to help you survive the night.